Hey honey, our daughter's dead.
What are we gonna do?
I know! Let's clone her!
So we're back to talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom some more. Because there's a few spoiler points we want to discuss.
No, we weren't joking in the opening titles. There is human cloning.
That's so stupid.
Okay, a little backstory to this. So, throughout the movie, you see this little girl, Maisie, and throughout the movie you learn that she is the apparent granddaughter of Mr. Lockwood, who is the owner of this mansion and is trying to save the dinosaurs and all that stuff from the big eruption. Well, at the end of the movie...
Well, they build it up. They're like, she's never seen pictures of her mom.
She's never seen pictures. She doesn't know what she looks like. Yeah. All she knows is that she bears a striking resemblance to her mom. And that's all she knows. No one will tell her anything different. So later, she gets into a bit of trouble and gets saved by Claire and Owen. When all of a sudden we get the bomb dropped on us that she is in fact a clone of Lockwood's deceased daughter, and was raised because he was old to be his granddaughter instead.
First off, it doesn't even work because it's all happening. It's all involving these characters who we have no idea who they are, who we've just met in this movie.
Yeah.
And are told have a connection to previous characters because Lockwood was partners with John Hammond.
They were best friends for their whole lives, they had a falling out because he cloned his daughter, and Hammond was against it.
And it's I don't care because I don't know these characters. I'm not really invested. And every time it kept cutting back to them, throughout the movie, I was where is this going? I mean, I found out where it was going, and I was stupid, but I was where is this really going, and why do we need this?
It seems like a plot twist that really didn't need to be there.
No, there's no point in it. Well, there is. For the moment at the end, that is also freaking stupid. Where, so first off, wait, let's get to this. So the bad guy has all the dinosaurs locked up in his
basement.
In this basement.
In these very small cells.
Even the giant Brachiosaurus is in the basement.
Even the friggin' T-Rex, I don't know how.
How big is this basement?
How big is the basement? How big are those cells? They don't look that big.
Yeah, and then, so throughout the climax of the movie, this toxic gas is getting released. And
hydrogen cyanide.
Yeah, and they're in the control room and they're seeing all the dinosaurs. That's right where all the gas is going. It's gonna kill them all. And there's this dilemma of where Claire is oh, I should just release them all because they're all gonna die in here. I can't have that.
Should we release them out into the world, or should we let them die here?
Well, it's obvious. Let them die.
I'd release them. She stops and she doesn't. But the daughter/granddaughter,
the clone.
all of a sudden, the clone presses the button. And when they ask her why, she says, "They're alive, just like me."
So stupid. I just thought that was the dumbest thing.
It really was.
And I get.
I wonder if she actually is 10, or if she just has a shortened lifespan.
Yeah, because that's the thing they don't explain. She's 10 years old, but they cloned her daughter. When did they do the cloning?
And didn't John Hammond die?
He died a long time ago.
20 years beforehand?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was 20 years, but it was many years.
Unless she was just, a test tube, tube for that long.
Yeah, and then also they kind of hint that that their daughter was on one of the islands.
Was on the island, which makes you think. Think about this for a second. They are British.
Oh yeah, that was my joke.
Who was the only British person on Jurassic World who died on the island? Was Zara, the assistant.
She had a name.
She did have a name.
Cool.
Zara, the assistant.
They hint at that, but never really reveal what that is. So it's okay, that's just there. Everything just kind of crumbles apart with this subplot about the clone. The little clone girl.
It's they kind of just threw it in. Yeah. Because they could.
Because they're oh, this will be different.
As much as I hate what they did with that, and as much as I hate it, I gotta say, with what Jurassic Park is and with what Jurassic World is and all the technology and everything they can do, it was only a matter of time before they did something like this. It was only a matter of time before they cloned a person, because they can. They have the technology, they have the ability.
But, like, I know the ending. Like, I see what Con Trevorrow's going with, because he kind of developed this whole trilogy, like, from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I see what he's going with. He's like, oh, the movie's going to start out as, like, an open park. That's going to go wrong. And by the end, dinosaurs are going to roam the world.
Yeah.
I see where his idea is. I see where it's going. But the execution was not there. I'm okay with dinosaurs getting out into the real world, like, at the end of this movie. I'm fine with the idea. It's ridiculous and over the top, but I'll take it. But the way it happened with the little girl opening the doors is stupid.
I don't think it's okay what happened with Blue, where she's all of a sudden, I don't know if she's in Vegas or she's in some desert town, but she is overlooking this town.
Yeah.
Imagine looking out your backyard and looking out into your backyard and you see a frickin' raptor.
The ending was weird. It wasn't really set up too well, because you didn't really see, like, the humans' reaction to it. It was just like, oh, now there's dinosaurs, and they're just, like, running around. It was very kind of quickly, kind of like, almost felt like it was thrown together.
Well, as Malcolm said at the end of the movie, now we just have to learn to get along with dinosaurs.
When I saw that trailer and he said, like, welcome to Jurassic World, I'm like, is that going to be the final line in the movie? I was thinking, like, that seems like the kind of line that would be at the end. And it was. It was the last line of the movie.
Which is awful. So if you watch the trailers, you've basically watched the movie.
It's also a silly-ass line, too.
If you have watched the trailers, you've basically watched the movie.
The only thing you didn't know about was the clone.
Don't buy yourself a ticket. Yeah, there's a clone.
That's the only reveal. But, like, so that's the ending of the movie. Is dinosaurs are out now, and that's what the third movie is going to be. It's like them having to deal with dinosaurs in the real world, and I'm like,
I kind of wonder how they're going to go about that now.
But I'm like, at least that's something different that we haven't seen in the previous movies.
Yeah, but I kind of wonder how they're going to go about that, because, I mean, you see the mosasaur in
that was also disappointing.
That was disappointing. I wish there would have been more.
I loved that shot in the trailer. I thought that shot was so great. The fact that again that was ruining the trailer. That was just like an ending tag for like what the next movie's gonna be. And that was disappointing. Like, why did they show that shot? And also, that's something we didn't mention in our spoiler-free review.
What?
Is when they reveal that the big kind of gimmick of this movie is another hybrid dinosaur. And when they first did that, they're like, it's going to be the Indo Raptor. I was like, oh, come on.
You know, I gotta say, though,
I was like, really?
honestly, I had no problem with this thing.
No.
Honestly, it was probably one of the greater points of the movie. What they did, they took the DNA from the Indominus, but then they added more raptor DNA to make it smaller. They also added in different genetic modifications to make it more compliant and to make it, like, be able to take orders. And this thing can be terrifying. I mean, it's a mini Indominus, and like they use a gun as a tracker. So like they point the light at you and they fire the sound wave or something, and then it attacks you. It's pretty cool, actually.
That was actually a fun character. The design was cool, and he was actually a fun. I mean, honestly, he left a little bit more of an impression than the Indominus Rex did in the last one. I can barely remember that dinosaur.
True.
So that was cool. Actually, I like that. I liked the Indo Raptor. I didn't think I would ever say that.
The Indo Raptor.
I really hope the next movie there's not gonna be any more friggin' hybrid dinosaurs. But
well, probably not. Now that dinosaurs are free.
Good. So like we said in the last video, the visuals were really good. There's one moment in this movie that's pretty great, and it's when they're on the boat leaving the island.
My heart.
And you see the Brachiosaur. And that's the last dinosaur you see on the island.
All the lava's coming and all the smoke is coming, and it's walking out onto the dock after the boat. And you see it, like, calling out. And the last shot you see is it jumping up, like you see in the first movie when it first jumps up to get the leaves and comes back down. That's the last thing you see.
Yeah.
My heart.
That was a great moment. That was...
Oh my god. I just couldn't.
That was a great moment.
It really was.
Now, I have a question about this movie. I know the Jurassic World movies kind of want to, like, ignore 2 and 3. You know, it's because, you know, I mean, who doesn't want to ignore those movies? And I'm just saying. But so they never acknowledge, the second island, Site B, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they do mention it in this movie, didn't they? At the beginning,
They did.
They name drop it. So why can't they move the dinosaurs to that island?
Well, that's actually what he said that they were going to. Originally, he said that they were going to move them to that island.
No, they never mentioned that was that island. They just said we have this safe spot for them.
Well, they mentioned a different island, so that might have been it.
Well, they just name dropped. There's all this stuff, started. With John Hammond and all the island. They kind of name dropped the island real quick. But it's never mentioned again. It's why not move them there? Why bring them to the city? That doesn't.
Well, because the point of bringing them to the city
I know that.
was to sell them.
But you think Claire would have thought hey, there's another island. Just go there.
It's a different island, I guess. It's a nicer island. As he was saying, it was naturally enclosed.
Yeah.
It wasn't
it doesn't matter. Apparently pterodactyls don't know to fly to the mainland because they've never done it in these movies.
Yeah, no, seriously. Even though at the end of the third movie you see them flying off, but apparently they don't know how to do that.
Same at the end of Jurassic World when
they were like the Raptors. They were just being dramatic.
Yeah, and also in Jurassic World when they break out of the aviary, they just kind of go. They still don't go anywhere.
Yeah, well, because they're attacking people.
After they're done brutally murdering people.
Brutally murdering
assistants.
Yeah, assistants and drowning them and getting eaten.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, those are the major spoiler points. Is the clone and the ending.
Yeah.
Kind of figured that's what they were going with when in the opening scene when Malcolm was talking about us having to evolve. They mentioned that in the opening scene. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's gonna end with the dinosaurs getting out.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that wasn't shown to us in the trailers, I basically predicted anyway.
I kind of wonder what the third movie holds, though. Just, I want to know what it's like to look out my backyard and see a T-Rex or a freaking, Brontosaurus or something. Just be like, oh, hey.
That's an interesting, I'm kind of curious to see where they go with it. Again, it's going to be really silly and over the top, probably, but you know what? I don't really expect much out of this anymore after this one, so.
It's meant to be over the top.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because Jurassic Park never really was that, but
Do you even remember Jurassic Park 2?
I wasn't talking about 2. I was talking about the first one. I don't care about the sequels.
I'm just talking in general that's over the top. That one guy gets killed by compies.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that's one of my favorite scenes, though, is he gets killed by the compies and you see blood in the water.
As long as they bring Ian Malcolm back in an actual, capacity, then...
An actual, role.
Yeah. They should make him the main character in the next one.
Please.
And bring back Alan Grant.
I'd be so happy.
And I guess you can throw in Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt is part of the new group. He needs to be back.
Well, he has to be.
Does anyone even know the name of Claire? Yeah, now he has a daughter. Now they have an adopted clone daughter.
Yay, one big happy family.
Of weird. Yes.
Yeah. So.
And raptors. Or one raptor.
Yeah. I like the stuff with Blue in this one.
Yeah.
And I liked the scenes where they were watching the video footage of young Blue and stuff. I like that.
They're babies and
yeah. Yeah, I thought that stuff was nice. I like that stuff.
It really gave you more of an outlook on what went into training and stuff. He didn't just randomly go in there and work with them. He raised them, and it really showed that.
Yeah, I like that stuff. Again, just good pieces. Just not a good whole. Oh, one thing I also wanted to mention, speaking of stupid characters and stupid stuff, there's a lot of dumb moments in the first Jurassic World of characters making dumb decisions and stuff. And then they do that in this one too, which kind of surprised me. It's like when you watch. Here's the thing. It's like when you watch Alien Covenant, and they're trying to make up for the flaws of Prometheus, but the characters act stupider in Alien Covenant than Prometheus. Yeah. It's wait, did you not watch the last movie and realize the issues? Because
wait a second, did you not learn from your past mistakes?
Exactly. There's one scene in this movie where again, I see the idea, but it was not executed right. There's this kind of military sergeant character, played by Ted Levine, and his character is kind of your typical military guy. He's kind of a little nice at first, and you find out he's really working for the bad guys.
Crazy and psychotic.
He's not even really crazy and psychotic. He's really just kind of a dialed down. He could have been, because he's Buffalo Bill. He could have played really good crazy and psychotic. And there's this one scene that's just kind of like thrown in at the beginning after they capture the dinosaurs, where he takes like the tooth off of one of the dinosaurs who's like sedated. And he's like, it's going to make a good addition to my necklace and stuff like that. And that's it. And that's there just to set up the scene for the Indo Raptor to escape.
And he has like a whole pouch filled with like dinosaur teeth.
That's just there to set up the scene of his release. It's like they couldn't think of a way to get the Indo Raptor out of the cage, so they threw in this stupid little setup. Because the scene has him, walking to the room with the Indo Raptor in there, and he sedates him, and unlocks the cage and walks in, and that whole scene, I'm just like, seriously, dude. I was just kind of like, at that point, I was like, seriously?
And at this point, you deserve to die.
And he's going up to get like the tooth out of him.
I found this next part, very good though.
No, yeah.
When he's trying to get the tooth out, he has his back turned, and you see the Indoraptor's tail come up. And all of a sudden, like, the guy sees movement and turns, but the tail goes back down. And you see the Indoraptor's eyes open, and he's like, okay. And then, like, he goes back to trying to get the tooth out, and the tail comes back up and starts moving.
Yeah.
And he looks, and this is the part that made me happy, was in all the other Jurassic Parks and in Jurassic World, whenever someone gets killed, you never actually see it. You would see, like, oh, they get picked up and shook around, or, oh, like they get knocked down into the bushes and they get eaten, or, oh, they get knocked down and you just see the dinosaur tearing into them. Like, at this point, the Indoraptor legitimately picks this guy up by the arm, holds him there for a second, and then bites straight through his arm.
Yeah, that was a good moment. But,
flawless.
But again, like, with a better setup, like, if you had that character at the beginning of the movie literally be, like, this sadistic, crazy guy who, like, who is making the necklace, but, like, maybe he gets off on ripping the teeth out, too, like, that's very satisfying to him. So, the decision for him to go into that cage and leave the door open to take the teeth, he'd be like, okay, I can buy that as a character trait. But without that, with him being kind of like this bland and generic character, it just comes off as a really dumb, stupid moment. And that's what annoyed me. Like, if you just added those little seeds at the beginning to make it work, and I'd have a really quick setup of him taking the teeth out, being like, that's set up for later. Like, you could have had a good moment, and it would make sense.
That'll hurt when you wake up.
So yeah, I think that's about all we got to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure we'll think of more later, but for the most part, that was all the flaws. But guys, don't be cloning any of your kids.
Anyway. But that's about it for now, and, until the next Jurassic World movie, which I'm sure is going to be wonderful, we'll talk to you guys later.